YouTube, it's your boy DJ Logic, aka Logisticalstyles, coming at you with another video. This time we're doing a product review, and we are reviewing this right here, the Numark Scratch. It's a 2-channel battle mixer from Numark. It comes with Serato DJ Pro and your DVS license included with the mixer. So when you hook this up to your computer, you will already be able to open up Serato DJ Pro and all its full features, and you'll be able to use the DVS option as well. It also comes with an Innovator Scratch crossfader, so it's the mini Innovator. It's not the full size Innovator, but it's still a really solid crossfader for cutting and scratching. You can go between a smooth transition to a sharp cut. You have a switch for that on the mixer. It's a really good solid crossfader. I like it a lot. Compared to the Pioneer S3, I think it's a better crossfader. I just upgraded from that mixer to this one, and I'm thinking it's a much better option. So in addition to that, you also get your performance pads, which you are able to switch between different modes. So you can be in your cue mode, you can be in your sample mode, you can be in your loop roll mode, and you have 4 buttons on each deck that you can actually use to control those different effects. In addition to that, you've got independent filter knobs, which also work with your regular vinyl. You know, the effects, they don't really work with regular vinyl, they only rely on the software, but the filter knobs, they will. It's hardware based, so it will work with your regular vinyl as well. Speaking of vinyl, this does not come with control vinyl, so you will have to go out and buy your own pair of control vinyl to come along and use this with the DVS option enabled. In addition to that, this also comes with a couple of things I didn't really even notice until I looked at the box and started reading a little bit more. When you get this particular one, I'm not sure if they change it as different runs of the units come out, but on this particular one, you get 2 months free of Sound Switch. You get to use Sound Switch, which is the DMX to audio software, which allows you to sync your lights to your music using interface. You get a 2-month trial version with that. Then you also get the Numark Remix Toolkit, which is basically sounds, loops, samples, stuff that you can piece together and make your own creations. They're all royalty free, so you can make your own beats, so you can make your own scratch sentences and use them within Serato, and you can just make your own creations. In addition to that, what I also found out was once I went online to register this, it also opened up a 2-month, a 60-day trial version for BPM Supreme's premium or pro version, pro level of it. So you can get unlimited downloads of MP3s and videos for 60 days. So you're getting a lot of additional value just for giveaways when you get this unit. It may be subject to change. The website may change, and it may not be a 60-day trial further down the line. Maybe it may change to maybe a 30-day, or it might be a whole nother different product. But from right now, I was able to get the 60-day trial of Sound Switch and the Numark Remix Kit and 60 days of BPM Supreme when I went online and registered this mixer. So in addition to it being a dope mixer with the mini Innovator and opening up Serato and giving you the DVS license, you get all that extra stuff as well. So now with all that said and done, let's look into the mixer itself. I've got it hooked up to a pair of Technique 1200s, and all I can say is this is a really dope mixer. I had a chance to use this at a couple of gigs, well, a few gigs. I've had this for about 2-3 weeks now, so I've been able to use it at house parties, New Year's Eve parties. I used it at restaurant/bar lounge gigs. In addition, I've used it on the radio for radio spots. So I've gotten my use out of it, and I can tell you I really do think this is a solid mixer. The build is really solid. It's all metal. The knobs are rubbery. I think the knobs are rubber. The body itself is all metal. You've got your performance pads. You've got your toggle switches. Those are, I think, plastic, but they feel solid. just like on the S9 and on the 72, you push them forward, they hold into whatever effect you got it selected to, or you can go down and get a momentary trigger. You've got independent filters for each channel, high, mid, low gain. You've got a booth output and a master output. You've got the option to go to switch to phono line, and you can control that from there, whether it's going to be a phono or a line, but you can go to there to put it into through mode, so you can play your regular vinyl right through the mixer as well. Switch it to PC, and that's when you're running with Serato and using the control vinyl or the internal mode to control the software. Also, you've got effects. You've got control over your Serato effects. These are not hardware effects, these are effects that are dependent on the software. So you can only get these effects going when you're running with the laptop open, connected with Serato open. You get your echo, your delay, your flanger, phaser, reverb, and a variable echo. You can switch to a different pad mode, and you have 8 different sample banks, 8 simple sample pads that you can use. Switch it over to your loop roll, and you can go from your quarter, half, 1 note, 2 note, different loop rolls, and you've got your encoder right here, which will allow you to switch between the different lengths of your loop. In addition to that, if you hit the shift button, you can use this knob to, on each side, you can use these knobs to scroll through a crate, and you can tap it to load it, you can double tap it to get instant doubles. The only thing that I don't like about it is the fact that you can't jump out of a crate, scroll through your library, and then jump into another crate. I think it's something that probably could have been implemented pretty easily, considering that this is the same company or the same parent company that gave us the Akai AMX, which has a dedicated library scrolling knob, which allows you to jump in between crates, and load buttons, which allows you to load. But using the shift is a little bit cumbersome, but I mean, this is the $500 mixer. Let's also go back to that. This is a $500 mixer, so you're getting a whole lot for that $500. So you kind of gotta, you know, have some compromise on what it can be done. It's not going to give you the same exact features of a S9 or a 72, but this is still a very dope mixer. These are the basic, you know, features of it. I don't want to take up too much time. You've got standard features that you get on a regular mixer: headphone jack with your queuing. You can switch between your master, a mix of your master and the cue, your volume of the cue. It's cool that you have a 1/4 inch and a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, and they both work at the same time, so you can hook up 2 sets of headphones really if you wanted to. But you have the options, so you don't have to worry about losing your adapter, not having your adapter with you, and not being able to use your headphones, because you've got both options there. You've got XLR outputs, RCA outputs for the master, both of them for the master. You have a RCA output for the booth, which has its own independent control. You have a grounding post, USB. It's not a hub, it's just one single USB. IEC connector for the power, which is really dope, because a lot of these other mixers, like the S3 from Pioneer, you had this, not proprietary, but it was a very unique power adapter with a brick on the end, so you had to be sure to always have your power supply with your power adapter with you, and if you didn't, you would have a hard time finding a replacement. But with these IEC connectors, this is very standard. This is what you see on most mixers, amps, powered speakers, computer towers. So if you ever are in a bind and you need to replace your power cord, or you forgot it, you can easily find one to use in a pinch. Other than that, it's just a basic mixer, straightforward. It opens up Serato and allows you to control DVS. So I think for $500, this is a great value. As I mentioned earlier, I did upgrade to this from the Pioneer S3, and it was a cool mixer. The fader was nice. I mean, you could move the mixer left and right, and you can watch the fader just slide with the gravity of the mixer. But an innovator, you just can't beat that. I think this is a really good step up from that, and they're both in the same price range. So if I had to choose one versus the other, this is definitely where I wanted to be. So I went ahead and got this Numark Scratch. We'll do a quick demo. I'll run through some features of it, and you'll get to see how well it works with a control vinyl and regular vinyl. So once again, it's your boy DJ Logic, aka Logistical Styles. I definitely recommend this mixer, and I'm just going to give you a quick demo to show you what I can do with this mixer, or what I found with it. One thing I do want to bring up, like I said, I've had this mixer for about 4 weeks now, and I've used it in a couple different situations. And I guess I should bring this up because it's kind of something that people may notice, or they may mention, and this would be a good way to at least have a point of reference. It's cool because you can load your track onto your deck, and when you load it on, you get your first 4 cue points. What I've had happen a couple of times is I've loaded a track on, and the cue points that show up on here, they don't match up with what's actually on the deck. I've had to go to another track, load that track, and then go back to the track I initially had, and then the key points would show up. I'm not sure if that's a Serato thing or the mixer, but sometimes you can kind of get ahead of yourself with this, and it won't keep up. Like, if I had 4 cue points, I should have 4 of them lit up right here, but I had a situation where I would load songs, and I would only see the first and the second or third cue point lit up, even though there were other cue points loaded onto the song. So I'm not really sure whether that's a Serato thing or whether it's a Numark thing, but it was really kind of a fluke. It didn't happen very frequently. Within the 3 to 4 weeks that I've had this mixer, I've only had it happen to me at 1 gig that I was doing. So I'm going to write that off as being a fluke or a glitch, but it's just something you may want to look out for. But other than that, this mixer is really dope. It does everything it advertises to do, and I think it's going to last me for quite a while until I make the step up to either a 72 or a S9. But for right now, this is definitely covering all my bases. I don't have to use the Serato remote app, which is what I was using for the S3, or my Launchpad Mini, or my Launch Key Mini, which it was just other MIDI devices to make up for the fact that that mixer didn't have performance pads. This has a pad, so I think I'm going to be very happy with this. You also have a wet dry for your effects, so you have a little bit of control over the effects. You don't have the full control that you would have from the more expensive mixers, but I mean, you get plenty of control over all the basic features that you want from a current mixer. So with that said and done, we're going to get into a little demo of the mixer, and until then, if you like what you've been seeing on my video channels, on my YouTube channel so far, please hit subscribe, like the videos, and keep on the lookout for more videos coming from yours truly. All right.